the game, cause see the boxing voice.
Top, all right, so thank you again. We know it's early in the morning, and we're going to go ahead and just allow Joe Habeeb to start it off. Go ahead, Joe.
All right, thank you so much, Tom, for joining us today. I want to start off by saying, as we know, Golovkin-Wade is the IBF mandatory challenger for Gennady's IBF title. But we've seen other fighters in this position relinquish their mandatory status. And the perception being put out there by some in the media is that Wade and his advisor, Al Heyman, were forced to take this fight because they had no other options. What is your opinion on that, and why do you think they accepted this fight?
Well, you know, we were forced or mandated, I should say, from the IBF. You know, after Gennady beat Lemieux, he inherited the mandatory obligation. And first it was Toriano Johnson. Toriano had gotten injured with his shoulder, and then you know, Wade was the next highest rated guy. He was rated number 3. So it's a huge opportunity for Wade to fight the best middleweight out there. And you know, he's young. He's 25. He's a 4-time national champion. He's undefeated. And if you don't want to fight the best fighters, you know, trying to move up in the ranks, he's number 3. And I think it's a great fight for him, a great opportunity as far as to fight for the titles, and as well as on the exposure point. So I think it's a great opportunity for him, and then also for Gennady, fighting an undefeated, young, hungry fighter is you know, he's always got to stay on his game. These are the type of fights where, you know, if you're not 100% on your game, look with Vladimir, you know, fighting Tyson Fury coming up. So I think it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Tom, and I wanted to ask, now that you've done some business with an Al Heyman-related fighter, did you at least plant the seed for a possible Gennady Golovkin-Daniel Jacobs matchup?
Well, that would be a great matchup for sure in the middleweight division. I mean, Danny Jacobs has a great story. You know, is a terrific person. We were both there. You know, we were there with Gennady, and Danny was there at the WBA convention. You know, real likable guy, very respectful guy. You know, a lot of the same characteristics and qualities that make Gennady likable is what Daniel has. And when you saw his 1-round knockout over Peter Quillen, who himself is a former champion, I mean, that just skyrocketed him, you know, up in the middleweight division, and that would be a terrific fight. I mean, I've always, you know, my philosophy has been, there's been promoters say, okay, I'm not going to work with this person or that person, whatever. I mean, it's so hard to get opponents to fight Gennady in the ring that, you know, I'm open to working with everyone. I've always had a good relationship with Al, and I've known Tom, you know, probably 20 years. You know, I was both from the LA area here, and, you know, Wade fight together. And I think, you know, if it makes sense in the future, I think a fight with Danny Jacobs would be tremendous. I mean, Gennady sold out Madison Square Garden his last fight, and then Danny being from the New York area, being from Brooklyn, I mean, that would be a huge fight for New York fans.
But to be clear, no prelim talks, like nothing, you didn't plant that seed yet, that's something possible that you want, like there's nothing has been said, right?
No, there hasn't been any preliminary talks. I mean, the first step is getting past Wade for Gennady, and then, you know, clearly the priority is to fight Canelo. I mean, if Canelo beats Khan and if Gennady beats Wade, that's mandated from the WBC, just like the IBF mandated Wade. That's mandated that Canelo has to fight Gennady. We did agree to the one voluntary defense, but that was only to ensure everything is agreed by all parties. And if Canelo doesn't fight, then they're going to strip him of the title, just like the IBF would have stripped Gennady if he didn't agree to fight Wade. So there wasn't any preliminary talks for a Danny Jacobs fight, but that's definitely a fight that I think that a lot of fans, a lot of media are interested in, and I could easily see that happening down the road. But the priority, if everything goes the right way with Wade, would be to fight a unification fight with Canelo.
Ain't no other sight in the game, cause see the boxing voice.